Pauline. It is day 131 of the project, October, I do believe, 12th. I'm going to talk about today the influences of horror movies on society and on the way we view different people. As you know, the horror movie genre has changed drastically over time. It started basically in the 1890s and has moved from just a few movies a year to many. One thing I'm pretty sure you didn't know is that horror movies actually influenced how men see women in a different way. And that's basically played out by having strong female protagonists and wanting to draw more of a female role into the movie. So basically what they wanted to do was to feed the fantasies of young men and show women as monsters. But it didn't turn out to that because it's no longer prevalent in the horror world. Women have not only become the main audience of horror films, but also the main focus and protagonist of horror films. And as of such, the horror industry is creating more and more films with strong female protagonists who need to overcome fear, need to overcome adversity, and need to overcome everything and end up on top. The whole point was to draw a more broad female audience into the movies. And they also integrated different women themes, or woman themes, I suppose, about like pregnancy or lesbian relationships or motherhood, babysitting jobs. What about that? But like, if you think about horror films as their influence on society and on the world, you can visualize how more effective it was to show a horror movie featuring the Holocaust, which is a horrible event, the Vietnamese War, another horrible event. What about the AIDS epidemic? They showed that too in a horror film. And they don't always present positive endings. They actually can show quite drastic horrific endings, which I suppose goes right with its name. Also, horror films give an opening to different cultures to learn about the fears of other cultures. For example, did you know that the movie The Rig was inspired actually from a Japanese film? I do believe it's called Ringu, or I have no idea, I'm probably saying that completely wrong. I'm not a Japanese speaker. For that film, they just siphoned away the strong Japanese cultural effects and made it more relatable to American audiences. Basically, that method to siphon away the cultural implications and the cultural traditions in a horror film is to not only elevate the countries of origin's culture, but to make sure that there's no strong negative connotations to go along with it, and to make it more relatable to an open audience. If you think about it, horror films have changed a lot in the past 20 years, let's say, and you've gone from petty, stupid horror films to actually some pretty decent ones which actually have plotline. Well, if you think about it, the movie industry has drastically altered to fit our society that is ever-changing. Anyway, I hope you have a great weekend, Pauline, and I will see you on Monday.